This is a photo of my first fusion white Calathea that I bought online. After its first spider mite infection, it came with spider mites and it ended up spreading to another plant I ordered with this one, along with a plant that I currently have now. That infestation did kill as well a Persian shield and an ornata. So here it is today. You can see it. It looks pretty terrible. There's no viable leaves left. Very few healthy rhizomes are left. However, it does have new growth. I treated the first infection with neem oil, didn't work, came back with an insecticidal soap probably 4 or 5 months later. That really did help, but it did damage the leaves, and we'll see how it goes. I'll repot it here in the spring and share it with you after. Now this is a plant that was infected, my Rosio picta. It came with the fusion white and it came down with an infection quickly thereafter. As you can see from the original photos, those are of its first infection as well. As it turns out, when I got this plant, it didn't have enough rhizomes for what I paid for it and what they were selling it as. I didn't really take any action then, but when it got the infestation, of course, it was so young, it was very hard for this plant to fight it off. I hit it with neem oil as well, came back with an insecticidal soap a few months later. The leaves have been heavily damaged. You can see all of the curling and the browning and sort of the fading that happens with a spider mite infestation. Once the leaves start to fade like this, you know that you're in trouble. Again, I used a lot of mechanical types of removal for the spider mites, distilled water, spraying it down. However, it wasn't until I used the insecticidal soap that it seemed to really take care of the infection. Now here lastly, this is a Maui Queen that I picked up, and it was already damaged. It had been out in the sun. It had been exposed to chlorinated water, and it was apparently too close to my quarantined plants, or it came with its own spider mite infection because I found spider mites. However, I ended up really trying to nurse it the best that I could. I treated it with insecticidal soap, sprayed it down, kept it damp, did a lot of trimming of the leaves as it got new growth. And today I've cut the plant down to where it's nothing but new growth. And some of the leaves you can see were still damaged by the spider mite infection. These were still growing at the time when I actually sprayed the plant down with insecticidal soap. However, it's looking much better. It's looking quite recovered. And so this is kind of the bright spot out of all of the plants. I've really seen the new growth. All of them actually have new growth right now, even the Rosio picta. So I'm going to see how this goes. I think a lot of people would have thrown these plants out at the first sign of infection because they don't want to risk their other plants, and I understand that. I think this is something I'm going to have to learn a little bit of a lesson about. Can I bring these plants back, or am I going to have to get rid of them? I'll follow up with you and let you know. Until then, be well and take care.